Hello, hello. I wanted to make a quick video about purpose. You know, ever since I was a little girl, I wanted to be a teacher. I started reading at a very young age. Um, I don't know, I was like 4, and I was so bored. So bored in school that I would just sit there and cry because they wouldn't let me advance, and it was just so irritating. And people kept trying to tell me, like what level I'm on and things like that. It used to irritate me so bad. But when I would go home, I would teach anything that I learned to my siblings and my cousins and other kids in the neighborhood. Like I was downright bossy about it. Like it would be summertime and all the other kids are outside playing, and I would make my sisters sit inside and practice reading for a certain amount of time because I was a teacher. And it's funny because I had that mentality. One of my cousins actually had a reading disability, like a dyslexia problem, and I ended up helping her the year that she almost failed. Um, and I was a freaking kid myself. Uh, that really was my dream. And y'all know, like, my life has been an absolute mess over the past couple of years from the cancer diagnosis forward, but it's just like really you always hear it, but you don't get it until you get it. That saying where they say God works in mysterious ways, it doesn't seem like it makes sense. It feels like everything is going wrong at one time, and like my life was just, falling apart. And as if I'm on this losing cycle because my finances suck. And I couldn't even find a full time job. I still haven't. I just finally got a decent paying job. But speaking of that, so what I wanted to say is I spent all this time in another type of career, and the entire time, you know, not feeling fulfilled and knowing that I had these gifts and talents and that I'm not using them. And it always, like when you're not living in purpose, it kind of like, for me, I get depressed, you know? It eventually brings down your spirit when you're not doing what the spirit wants to do. And I say all of that to say that I've been a teacher now. I've been a teacher now, and not just any teacher, but I'm a Spanish teacher, which allows me to get in. I'm working for an agency, so it allows me to work without having a teaching degree. I have actually been teaching English as a second language for like a nonprofit company, and that's what got me in the door to be able to teach. So I'm teaching at some like private schools in the area, and I just can't believe that this is my life. And furthermore, I don't know if I told y'all, but I'm an adult student and I'll be graduating in January. And this is like a kind of like a media trade school, and you kind of got to learn everything media, and that means like audio production, film production, um radio, broadcasting. You got to learn everything. And I just have to say, damn. I always knew, not only, regardless of like the turn, like working in healthcare and all that stuff for more stability when it comes to finances and stuff like that. I always did that, but I always told myself, like, when I turn 40, forget it. I'm doing movies. Like, I want to just sit down and start writing things. I want to sit down and write books. I want to sit down and write scripts. And that's what I'm going to do when I turn 40. And it's funny because I'm not 40, but it's funny the turn that my life took in order for me to get here. And this past weekend, I did my first film. Like, I got actual film credits. I was the only student in an executive position. And I got to be in the role of producer for a film contest that the school was entered into. Nonetheless, it's my name. I got credits. And it's just, I can't believe it's my life. It's the craziest feeling in the world because it's like, it's the craziest feeling in the world. Like, I'm really turned. It's like as if my life had to crumble in order for it to turn in this direction, you know? And people are so many things that, that I was made fun of about my whole life and picked on and made to feel as if something was wrong with me. All of that, all my life, it's like here people are not only accepting of who I am and those strange things uh, are like gifts and talents that other people don't have inside this industry. It's like I knew I was meant to do something else. I just didn't know how I was going to do it. And it's almost like as if God paved a yellow brick road in front of me right now. Like I cannot believe it. um because it's just finished, like there's a clause in the competition where we can't share it, but it can't go public yet until the film contest people uh until they say it does. But I'm totally gonna post it, even though I'm not in it. I just produced it. um but I just still can't believe like this is my life turning in the exact direction that I thought it would, even though I didn't know how I was going to make it happen. When I was younger, I've long since thought, okay, I'm never going to be a teacher because I'm never going to go pay for school for 4 years to be a teacher. Once I didn't get support and I struggled and all kinds of stuff, I just never really, the economy has changed. What people get paid has changed. The cost of living has changed. It's just, not worth it to become a teacher for me. It wasn't worth it to to make that sacrifice. And it's like when I'm not deciding about whether something's worth it, boom, I end up working through an agency. Isn't that crazy? And still being able to teach and do something that I like to do, you know? But film, I just felt like the moment that I got behind the camera, and I mean myself behind the camera, operating, not just watching other people and doing these projects and stuff like that. I mean, like actually doing it myself. I felt like Cupid shot me. I felt like butterflies in my stomach, all of it. And this weekend, being in the role of producer and performing pretty damn well, if I might say so myself, is just like, this is it. This is it. I just want to encourage anybody, if you're thinking about doing a career change or going after the dream that you always had, let God work it out for you and just trust that it's going to work out. Like my life still isn't perfect or the way I want it to be, but I see it headed in the right direction. The more that I let go, the more the divine is able to step in and pave the way for me. And I couldn't be more surprised, honestly. But I'm just, in this moment of gratitude for being exactly who I came here to be, and for my personality and way of being, creating a pathway for me that other people don't have. Just feeling super blessed. And I pray that you all are doing well. I'll check in again soon.